With Gronk recently hanging up the cleats, Travis Kelce and the Kansas City Chiefs can finally declare himself the best tight end in the game. He's been one of the league's most dominant tight ends since 2014, but has always been in Gronk's shadow, even to the point of having the nickname Baby Gronk, something he wasn't too fond of. A simple look at Google Trends will show you how since Kelce was drafted in 2013, Gronk has been viewed as more popular no matter how well Travis played, even in Kansas and Missouri. But this isn't the first time Kelce has been overshadowed. At the 2013 NFL Draft, 4 tight ends were taken before him. Now, in today's video, I'd like to take a look back at who these guys are and how their careers turned out. But before we get into this, let's take a look at Travis's roots. From Cleveland, Ohio, Travis played high school football at Cleveland Heights High School, where he was a quarterback. He decided to play college football at Cincinnati with his brother Jason Kelce, currently the Eagles center. Going in, he decided to transition from quarterback to tight end. He was redshirted in 2008 and played sparingly in 2009, only catching 1 ball. In 2010, he failed a drug test and was given a 1-year suspension. And his year off from football was one of the toughest times of Travis's life. He had to work a 9-to-5 job as a telemarketer, and said that it wasn't for him, but he realized that if he does what he's supposed to do instead of being a knucklehead, he could have a way better life than this. In his first year back, he disappointed with only 13 catches for 150 yards, but in 2012, with his football career on the line, he finally showed us what he could do.
To the right, looking downfield, now looks back to the left and throws. Kelce makes the catch. He's got 2 blockers in front. To the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown! Just a 3-man rush. Steps into his throw. Touchdown! Bearcats! Fires down the middle of the field. Caught by Kelce. He's running away. To the 30, the 20, the 10. It's a miracle!
Travis would ultimately finish his senior season with 45 catches for 722 yards and 8 touchdowns. He had shown scouts that he was an NFL prospect. In the evaluation process, the only real knocks against Kelce were his character issues and lack of blazing speed. But most scouts loved his frame and athleticism, even to the point where his draft comparison was who else but Gronk. And so far in his 6 years in the league, he's lived up to the comparison.
The 63rd pick in the 2013 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Travis Kelce.
Now they're going to pass for the touchdown! They go now, shovel pass to Kelce, 10, it's on the 5, he leaps into the end zone! Touchdown! Kansas City!
Magic, they can just make stuff out. Goes to the end zone, and it's caught by Kelce for a touchdown!
In 6 years in the league, Kelce has had 410 catches for 5,236 yards and 32 touchdowns. For the all-time list for a tight end's first 6 years, he ranks 4th in receptions, 3rd in yards, and 13th in touchdowns. If you factor in that he missed his entire rookie season, and add on 1 more average season to his stat line, he has 492 catches for 6,283 yards and 38 touchdowns, which would put him first all-time for receptions and yards and 5th for touchdowns. Quite the start to a career for a guy who had 4 tight ends drafted before him. Now let's take a look at who these guys are. Alright, so the first tight end taken in the 2013 NFL Draft was Tyler Eifert with the 21st overall pick to the Cincinnati Bengals. Going into the draft, Tyler was the consensus top talent of the position, which shows with him being the only one to go in the first round. Eifert played college football at Notre Dame, where he was a stud. He had his best year as a sophomore in 2011, where he caught 63 balls for 803 yards and 5 touchdowns. He followed that up in 2012 with 50 catches for 685 yards and 4 touchdowns, resulting in him winning the Mackey Award for being the nation's best tight end. Eifert decided to forego his senior season at Notre Dame and entered his name into the 2013 NFL Draft. In the evaluation process, he established himself as the best tight end in the draft. Scouts fell in love with his ability to go up and get the ball, and even compared him to Greg Olsen. When the Bengals took him in the first round, they did so because of his potential, and so far that's all he's been, just potential. In his 6 years in the league, he's missed 53 games, and has by far been the unluckiest player on this list. And every year except 2015, he's finished the year on the injured reserve. And even in 2015, he managed to get hurt at the Pro Bowl. But to go back to the previous point about potential, this guy has it. When healthy, he's been a beast. In 2015, he had 13 touchdowns, and throughout his career, he's been good for about half a touchdown a game, compared to Kelce, who averages .41 touchdowns a game. Recently, he re-signed with the Bengals on a 1-year prove-it deal, but if he can't stay healthy, he may be out of the league soon. If the Bengals were given a second chance here, they definitely would have gone with Kelce. Now for the second tight end taken before Kelce, Zach Ertz to the Philadelphia Eagles with the 35th overall pick. This is the only pick that you can really argue for over Kelce. Coming out of Stanford, Ertz had an incredible senior season in 2012, catching 69 passes for 898 yards and 6 touchdowns. He was named a consensus All-American. In his pre-draft reports, scouts raved about how smooth of an athlete and route runner he was, but disliked his blocking abilities, leading to him falling to the second round where he was scooped up by the Eagles. So far in his NFL career, Ertz has been a model of consistency. He's only missed 5 games, and has the most receptions in NFL history for a tight end in his first 6 years with 437. He's also come up big when the Eagles needed him. During their 2017 Super Bowl run, he had 32 receiving yards in the divisional round against the Falcons, 93 yards against the Vikings in the NFC Championship game, and he saved his best for last against the Patriots. Check it out.
And they go for it. And Foles under pressure throws, caught just enough for the first down.
Stafford's out wide, one-on-one.
Flares out to the right, caught over the middle and into the end zone. Zach Ertz.
But he's never been that game breaker like Travis. If you compare their per game averages, Ertz averages 4.8 catches for 53.04 yards and 0.32 touchdowns, while Travis averages 5.19 catches for 66.28 yards and 0.41 touchdowns. Also factor in that Ertz has only one season with over 1,000 receiving yards compared to Kelce, who's at 3, and I honestly think that given a second chance here, the Eagles go with Travis. Now for the third tight end taken before Travis, Gavin Escobar to the Cowboys with the 47th overall pick. This is where it starts to get bad. Escobar put up solid numbers in college, but he did this at the football powerhouse known as San Diego State. He had his best year there as a junior in 2011, with 51 catches for 780 yards and 7 touchdowns. After his senior season in 2012, he declared for the NFL draft. Scouts loved Gavin's ball skills, but were worried about his ability as a blocker. When the Cowboys drafted him, they imagined having a dynamic tight end duo in Jason Witten and Escobar to give to Romo, but this never panned out. All Gavin has ever been at the next level is the opposite of what scouts projected. A big blocking tight end who never developed into the receiving threat he was projected to be. In 62 career games, he only has 30 catches for 333 yards and 8 touchdowns, and is best known for his epic touchdown flip versus the Eagles. Once his rookie contract was up after the 2016 season, he left the Cowboys and bounced around the league, playing for 4 other teams until he joined the AAF San Diego fleet in 2019, and he played with them till the league folded. Currently, he's out of football, and this is once again another no-brainer. The Cowboys absolutely would have gone with Kelce here. Now just imagine how good that Kelce-Witten duo could have been. And now for the final tight end taken before Travis, Vance Mcdonald to the 49ers with the 55th overall pick. Vance played college football at Rice, a small school in Texas. He played all 4 years there and finished his career with 119 receptions for 1,504 yards and 15 touchdowns. At the Combine, scouts adored his effort, and there weren't too many knocks on him. This led to him going in the second round. In Vance's first 3 years in the league, he struggled and didn't even score his first career touchdown until 2015. In 2016, he had a solid performance, compiling 24 catches for 391 yards and 4 touchdowns. He turned this performance into a 5-year, $35 million contract extension from the Niners. Surprisingly, this would turn out to be Vance's final season in San Francisco, as he would be traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers on the eve of the 2017 NFL season. In his first year in Pittsburgh, he only put up 14 catches for 188 yards and 1 touchdown. But in 2018, Vance started 14 games, and we finally got to see what he was capable of.
Easy first down, Vance Mcdonald, and he keeps his body. Can he get there? Touchdown. For the touchdown. Vance Mcdonald.
In his 6th year in the league, Vance finally had a breakout season, compiling 50 catches for 610 yards and 4 touchdowns. And now his numbers should go up even more in 2019 with the departure of Jesse James. But even though Vance has shown he could be a solid starter in the league, the 49ers absolutely would have taken Kelce at this pick. Now that we've seen the 4 tight ends taken before Kelce, there's something unique about the guys on this list that hasn't been true about the other list I made. Every single one of these guys has gotten solid quarterback play. Eifert has had Dalton, Ertz has had Wentz and Foles, Escobar has had Romo and Prescott, McDonald has had Kaepernick and Roethlisberger, and Kelce has had Smith and Mahomes. Now sure, there's a drop-off between Mahomes and Dalton, but still, every quarterback listed above is a capable NFL starter, which goes to show that no matter where any of these guys would have gone, they would have most likely had similar results.